Tech Cocktail Sessions, educational and inspirational talks from experienced startup founders, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here. So Lumo Body Tech, our mission is to give the body a voice. And we do that using smart sensors and software to be able to track your body's movements to a very high level of resolution. Your biomechanics really play into a lot of aspects of your health and well-being, whether it's sports and performance or injury prevention or recovery from injuries and illnesses. And because of where sensor-based technologies are today and big data and data mining and very robust algorithms that we've created, we're able to track both the quantity as well as the quality of your movements. And so we most recently announced our product Lumo Lift, which actually is an activity tracker, but it's also a posture tracker like our first product, Lumo Back. And we've designed it to be very stylish to suit a variety of fashion tastes. You wear it like a lapel pin or brooch. We have a variety of designs. What I want to focus the talk on today is the approach that we've taken to get where we are. A very human-centric design approach to get to where we are today. An approach where we've embraced failure as a way of learning. And we have a mantra on our team of, fail early, fail often, but always fail forward and take those failures to inform your future efforts. So how we started as a team was 3 entrepreneurs, a doctor, an engineer, and a second-time entrepreneur. This almost sounds like a bad joke, the beginning of a bad joke. But the 3 of us started together. We didn't have an idea. We didn't know what we wanted to do. All we knew is we wanted to start a company together, and we knew we cared passionately about leaving a positive impact in the world. And we wanted to do something that allowed us to both do good and do well. And we felt certainly you put a doctor, an engineer, and a business person together, we should be able to come up with an important problem to solve and a good solution for it. So we went through a 6-month journey where we really boiled the ocean based on our interests. And during this time, I suggested to my co-founder, Andrew, who's the engineer on the team, that he take posture classes for his back pain. He'd been suffering for back pain for more than 10 years, and it was quite debilitating, where there were days where he just couldn't even get out of bed. So he started taking these posture classes, and they were literally life-changing for him. His back pain levels decreased in ways that he had not experienced in years. And even after having done physical therapy and chiropractics and acupuncture and special diets, he found that these posture classes helped him more than anything else. And then we started researching a little more, because we were already in the mindset of looking for important problems to solve. We learned that posture is scientifically correlated with back pain. Back pain is a $50 billion a year problem in the US. It's the second most common reason why people go to the doctor. It's outnumbered only by the common cold. It's also a leading cause of disability claims in the workplace. So that's when we had our big aha moment of, wow, well, if these posture classes could have such a profound impact on individuals like Andrew, could we use scalable technologies that are far more accessible and affordable for the masses and help millions of people like Andrew? So that's when we went into our little design lab and started to really dig in. And we took a design-centric approach that we learned from the Stanford D School, and that approach starts with empathy. It starts with really understanding who the end user is. So we knew about Andrew's journey, but we wanted to also look outside of the team. And we got very acquainted with this guy named John, who has back pain that's so bad that at work, he often has to lie down to do his work. And he has created this contraption where he can keyboard and look at his screen at the same time. We went to his house and we saw, all these, these stand desks that he had hacked together and all these products that he had been buying, to try to remedy his back pain. And something that he said to us that still stands with me today, or sticks with me today, is gosh, I know I need to use my body better, but if I had any resolutions, just some resolution for how I could be using it better, I would really like that. I need some sort of feedback loop to let me know when I'm out of alignment. And so that was very telling for us. And so what we initially envisioned, okay, so we want to give a feedback loop when you're in bad posture. And so we envisioned this, we asked our earliest customers what would they want. And what they envisioned is a little adhesive or something like that you'd stick on your back, and when you slouch, it would vibrate. So we thought, great, we're going to build this adhesive sensor product. So we actually hacked together very low resolution prototypes and had some people try it on. What we learned is people will say one thing that they want, but in reality, they hated it. It's sticky and ooey gooey, like it collects lint. A lot of people have hair on their lower backs, and so like ripping that thing off was not a pleasant experience. When they took it off, they didn't know what to do with it. Do you leave it, sticky side up and it collects more stuff, or do you put it down and then it sticks on the counter? It also had a very medical feel to it, and we determined from day one that we wanted to first start off as a consumer company. For a variety of reasons. Being a consumer company allows us to build quickly and get products out there quickly, get feedback, and iterate. And we knew that if we attack the medical channel first, that there would be a lot of regulatory issues and just the sales cycle is much longer. So our thesis has always been, if we can create products that delight the end user, focus on the consumer first, that will naturally create pull into other channels like the medical channel and corporate wellness channel, which we're starting to see today. So we had to scratch the adhesive form factor. And then we thought, well, what's another way that we could get, biofeedback sensing devices on the body, particularly because at the time we were focused on the lower back, because lower back slouching is correlated with lower back pain, and lower back pain is the biggest problem. So I thought, well, almost everyone wears underwear. And the band of the underwear, the waistband, is kind of in the region that we wanted to be able to collect biomechanical data. So we created this product that would clip onto the waistband of your underwear. And we thought, well, if people can just get over the weird factor, it could actually work pretty well, right? Because, we needed the sensor to be close to the body. So we, again, we went to Joann's Fabric and Michael's and put together our own little, arts and crafts. That's what my kids call it. They would come to my office. They're like, Mommy, it looks like you're doing arts and crafts. It's like, well, we kind of are. But we would put those together and, we gave it to users, and bad experiences. One user went home for the holidays and, his mom saw it peeking out of his pants, and she goes, is that where young people are storing their cell phones these days? And, it created this really awkward moment. And a couple of users that dropped in the toilet, and that was not a good association that we wanted for the product. So we had to scratch that, right? So we went back to the drawing board and felt, just failure. And then came up with this concept of, well, a lot of people are used to heart rate monitors. How about if it were worn lower on the back and we took a form factor that's very similar to a heart rate monitor? So we actually wore heart rate monitors around our waist for a full week to see how comfortable it was. And we actually found that it's quite comfortable. This part of your body is not as sensitive, and actually there were times where I forgot that I had it on. And so that is what we decided we were going to do as our first product. And so the form factor looks like this. It's a very light, very elastic belt you wear around your waist. And when you slouch, the sensor vibrates to remind you to straighten up. It also tracks your steps, calories, mileage. It also tracks your sleeping time and sleeping positions and transmits all that data to your smartphone. And so what we did is we did a Kickstarter campaign and funded it successfully, started shipping to our customers. And yet again, we learned. So what we learned is a lot of people who are motivated by posture, to improve their posture, are not motivated necessarily by back pain. They're motivated by appearance. Image, They want to look taller. They've been, harangued all their life for being slouchers. We also learned that a lot of people are motivated by general wellness and health, particularly people who do yoga and Pilates. They know that posture and core strength go hand in hand, and they just see it as a way of staying healthy. And so we kind of internally have bucketed 3 customer groups. We call them pain, vein, and train. And we wouldn't have gotten these insights if we hadn't put the product in the market. What we also learned is if you're going to ask people to put things on their bodies, unless they're highly motivated, like back pain people tend to be, you better make it really beautiful or practically invisible. And so particularly for the people who were motivated by image, and appearance and confidence, they're not having this, right? And so that's when we challenged ourselves to say, okay, how can we design something that is a lot more fashion forward, something that would work for all 3 groups? And so that's how we came up with this concept of the Lumo Lift. And it works very similarly in terms of technology. It also vibrates when you slouch to remind you to straighten up. It also tracks your steps, calories, and distance traveled. The part you see is this. It's just a piece of magnetic metal. The part you don't see hiding is the sensor. And so the sensor itself, it just goes under pretty much any shirt. Could even go onto a woman's bra strap or a man's undershirt if you want it to be completely hidden. And so it's funny because, this is a new prototype that I'm trying out. Here we go. Thank you. So the way you calibrate it is you do this little Star Trek-y double tap. So this is where we are today, and we're going to start shipping next month. We did another crowdfunding campaign for the Lumo Lift, and we were able to sell over 16,000 units within 1 month, so generating over $1.2 million of pre-order revenue. So thanks. And we're going to launch next month and start shipping, and I'm sure we're going to learn a lot. I'm sure there's a lot that we were doing good, and I'm sure there's things that we're not doing as well, and we're very open to it. We know we're going to have successes, we know we're going to have failures, and we embrace those failures as an opportunity to really try to learn and improve and continue to iterate, and to ultimately delight our customers. And so, I'll end by saying, any entrepreneurs in the audience or near entrepreneurs, it's a really scary road. It feels like the walk of the drunken entrepreneur, where days you feel high and days you feel low, and on the same day you might go through that cycle 5 times. But stick with it, and if you keep the end user in mind, if you're really human-centric in your design, and you're constantly asking, what problem are we trying to solve? You'll come up with amazing things to do. So thank you, and I'm happy to take any questions.